Hello nerds, it's been a while. I've had a really busy, kinda exhausting, 600 days. And in those, 600 days, a lot of bad stuff has gone down. I neglected a few projects and, well, some of them are basically hella broken now, and we got a lot of fixing to do to get them working again.
So a few years ago, I published my first mobile game. It's the very graphically impressive Endless Runner game you're seeing right now. Unfortunately, despite the critical acclaim, the game is hella dead, which is pretty sad because even though Bean Game was just, a crappy mobile game, my boy Bean right here, he just wants to feel alive again. So I downloaded the game to investigate the issues and, well, that's problem number uno, we can't even download the game. Turns out Google personally hates me and released an update which breaks Bean Game on almost every single Android device. Very cool. Luckily for us game developers, we live in the great year of 2023 and the internet has blessed us. Because now, even the most broken, unfinished games can just be updated and fixed later once nobody cares anymore. So there's one super tiny, not a big issue problem with updating Bean Game. And the problem is that it's low-key impossible for me to update Bean Game. Essentially what happened is there's this file called a key file, because it literally is a key that unlocks something. And this key file unlocks my ability to update Bean Game. Unfortunately for me, my computer hard drive decided to die 1 week after I finished working on the original Bean Game. And me being an excellent developer, I have no backup of that file. This is not a sign to give up. This is a sign that we need to go more insane. We need to go harder. Updates for babies. We don't want no stinky update for our Bean Game. We want a whole new Bean Game experience. A sequel at a whole other level. We want Bean Game 2. We want...
Actually, you can get a new key file from Google Play if you log into the console question.
Shut up. I don't care. Bean Game 2 is better, bigger, bolder. And the good news is we actually still have 90% of the Bean Game code, thanks to the amazing power of Git. Now I know what you're thinking, because you're not computer brain rotted like me. You're like, what the flip is this Git that you're speaking of? And you know what I say? I say Git good. Look it up yourself. Nerd. All you need to know for this project is that Git is a really good tool for backing up your coding projects. And even though my hard drive is completely dead, we can get most of the code back from Git. Hello, I am in the middle of editing this video footage. It's something. I'm not sure if it's coming together the way I want it to, and I'm realizing I've been editing the video and I've barely showed the game so far. We're 3 minutes in and I have not really explained Bean Game, which is the game I'm making a sequel for. You probably get the idea, you just move left and right. But there's not a real explanation. So I'm putting that in right now. But man, I'm low-key kind of tired. I don't know. I've reached the point where I just I sit at my desk and I'm just I don't want to be here. I want to be anywhere else right now. It's sitting here hurts my neck. I just had this thing around my neck. It's a heat pack filled with boiling hot water, and I keep it around my neck while I edit the video to relieve my chronic neck pain. Very cool. It's over 30 degrees right now. Okay, and I have a boiling water around my neck to suppress pain. Isn't that fun? Isn't that so epic? So I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. I have a part recorded now where I do explain the game. I'm okay, so you move left and right and you avoid the little platforms and the thing goes up and I don't know. I don't like how it is. I think it sounds awkward. I think it doesn't sound good. I keep re-recording it, and so now we're just gonna do it right here, right now. Screw it. Let's do it right now while I'm explaining to you. So I'm gonna in post edit myself right now to go down
to the bottom left. Thank you, me from the future, for moving me down to the bottom left just now. So the game you're seeing right now, you can move left or right, okay? And the camera automatically moves down. There are these walls of lava, quote unquote. If you touch them, you die. So you gotta land on the platforms while also not staying on them for too long, because they'll push you up. And you just survive as long as possible as the game gets faster and faster. And of course, there's also these little red buddies right here, which are pointy, and if you touch them, you also die. That's pretty much the entire game.
There's one small problem here. You can't really see what's coming that well, can you? And most people, they don't want to hold their phones horizontally. We're the brain rot TikTok generation. We want vertical content. We need to be able to play Bean Game while we watch Instagram Reels. So bammo kablamo, Bean Game is now rotated. Honestly though, this makes Bean Game way easier because now walls that kill you are way further away. So we gotta do some balancing. And by balancing, I mean make the game faster, harder, more extreme. Now, my friends who played the original Bean Game don't know this, but 3 years ago when I released the game, I took notes of every single complaint they had. And we're gonna fix all of them. So I teamed up with the world's leading scientists to invent the settings menu. Wow, that menu is hella ugly. Doctor, can we make it less hella ugly? Wow, doctor, that's still ugly, but good enough. Wow, this setting menu is great. We got all the classic settings. We got graphics settings, sound settings, Big Bean settings, Epic Gamer RGB settings, and hair settings. All the classics. You can even choose to make the game even uglier if you want. Which reminds me, we need to make the game a lot less ugly, because right now it's whatever that is. So step 1, the platforms are now 3D. And guess what? I just lied to you. They're actually 2D rectangles put on top of each other. This makes the game just a bit easier to run, which is not really that important when the game looks like this, but anyone running the game on a potato, they'll thank me later. Let's also make the colors of the game a bit more dynamic. Now they change over time, gives the player a sense of progression. And we need some nice backgrounds, so I added these little cavey walls, and we sprinkled just a bit of parallax scrolling, which is basically like the different layers of the wall are moving at different speeds. It makes it look just a bit more 3D. You can see this kind of scrolling in games like Shovel Knight and Hollow Knight, and probably other games that have Knight in the name. Now, one of the most requested features for the first Bean Game was costumes, and I didn't originally put them in the game because the system we used to make Bean here all squishy, it makes adding costumes really annoying and really time consuming. But this time I said screw it, I deserve to suffer. Now, unfortunately for the bean community, I ain't no charity. In the real world, people have to work for their beans, and you'll have to do the same right here. That's why we had to add achievements. I just slapped it at the bottom of the settings menu. If you hold down on a skin, it tells you what you need to do to unlock it. We got so many beans to sell here. We got the classic bean right there. We got whatever that bean is, a happy bean. We got like a red bean, some kind of ghost bean, whatever that bean is. We got pizza bean. We got the epic based pineapple pizza bean. We got a green bean, a blue bean, whatever that bean is, a little penguin, some creepy bean, whatever that bean is.
Hello, welcome to 2 a.m. developer vlog update. Excellent stuff. Got the app on my phone. We're testing it out. It's been around 2 years that I've been working on this project, maybe more. And it's not that it's been like, 2 years of constant work on it. It's like 2 years, and every like few months I'm like, oh yeah, let's add something else. Let's fix that thing from like 4 months ago. And is the game good after 2 epic years? No, it's kind of mid. Honestly, it's like, it's an game. Let's be real. But like, I don't know. I still want to finish it, right? Which is kind of weird, because like, damn, 2 years, crazy. Why do you keep coming back to it? And I don't know. It's just my little thing. I want it done. I want it done. I want it out there. Even though it's gonna break again, realistically, when Google releases some other update and it's like, oh, your app is outdated. Please update your app because we changed our code. Blah 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 blah. But it be what it be. It be what it be. So real.
Hello, it's been like another month and I have not worked on this project. What fun. Until last night where we made epic breakthroughs, next level breakthroughs. Friendship has been completely ended with minimalist game design. Risk versus reward game design is my new best friend. So for the original Bean game, I went with what I would call a minimalist game design philosophy. You know, something like Flappy Bird or the epic hit game Bass on the Pico 8. These kinds of games have very simple controls, very simple point earning systems, and they're generally very bite-sized games. You could finish around in like 20-30 seconds and then play again, and play again, and play again, and play again. And this is pretty elegant. But you know what? It's kinda boring. In risk versus reward game design, we reward players for taking risks, for going all out. A player does something dangerous, they get more points. So here's a few things we can do. Boom, adding chests. Players should go out of their way to grab them. Look at all those extra points. But it's not risky enough. How about these little lava fellows that kill you if you touch them? Well, what if you get extra points for just barely not touching them? And guess what? When you're really close to the walls of lava that can burn you in an instant, you get double points every second. Isn't that crazy? Now we're forcing players' hands. I'm not gonna let you be some safe loser. You're gonna have to take risks if you want to be the best Bean game has to offer.
So those of you who were here 3 years ago when I made the original Bean game will remember that the original had an online leaderboard. Unfortunately for us, the leaderboard was made by our good friends at Google, who, as previously established, hate us so much that they took down the original game. It was incredibly annoying to implement because Google's systems were hella janky. Luckily, it's been 3 whole years and I'm sure that that's a bird. I wonder if you heard the bird. Luckily for us, it's been 3 whole years, which means surely they've fixed it, right? They've made it so much better. Spoiler, they haven't. It's actually just as bad. You need to make a crap ton of accounts and jump from website to website and mess with a bunch of different parts of Google Tech and add a bunch of random files to random places just to get a simple online leaderboard to work. But me being stubborn and kinda liking the way the Google UI looks for leaderboard, I'm just gonna do it anyway. So all it takes me is a couple of painful hours of slamming my head into the keyboard over and over again, but we finally have a nice working leaderboard. Wow, look how clean it is. And now you can compare scores with the entire world or just with your friends. Probably the entire world is just your friends because we're gonna get like 10 downloads on this thing. So when it came to adding music, I wanted to do what this little game called Balatro does. And that's that the game has one piece of music, but different versions of it. And it changes the version that's playing depending on what's going on in the game. For instance, you go into a little shop and the music changes. You open up one of these little card packets and the music changes. But it's still the same song, it's just different vibes. The advantage of this is that it doesn't break the flow in a way that switching songs completely would, but it also stops the same song from getting boring because you actually have variation. And so I went to put this into my little game here, and I had this bra moment when I realized that me from like 3-4 years ago, whenever I made the original version of this game, I already did that. And I'm like, I'm looking at this like code like, wait, it's already there? Here, take a listen. Song 1, Song 2. Song 1, Song 2. It's the same song, it just has a much lower pitch and a bit of distortion on it to give it a different vibe. So when I like started working on the Bean Game Forever project, Bean Game Remaster 2, whatever you want to dub it, I thought it'd take like, I don't know, like a month, maybe 2 months. It's been a year, it's been 2 years, 2.5 years. A lot longer than I thought. Crazy. Why did it take so long? I don't know, a lot of things. Very much exhaustion. Lots of fun, chronic pain. Nice in the back area. Kind of demotivating me. I don't know. It's like, yeah, you finish a day and you're like, oh, do I wanna sit on my desk and work in pain No, not really. So then you just don't do it, and then you don't really do anything that you want to do. You just put your hobbies away because they're the easiest to just chuck out there. You know, you're like, well, responsibilities, hobbies. Let's just give it the hobbies. And this is like, you know, this is hobby. This is a Beam Game is hobby project. You know, but I still keep coming back to it every few months. I'm like, let's poke another part of it. You know, get it closer to done. And we're getting there. We're like, I don't know, close-ish. Theoretically, it's kinda ready, right? So like, from a coding standpoint, the thing is done. There's just a lot of fun Google jank with getting it on the App Store again. Because great news, I started working on this so long ago that some of the stuff I've been using is basically outdated now. And Google's like, you can't have that on here. You can have that on here. You have to use the new stuff. So I gotta go back and like update all the stuff Google wants me to update again. You know, kinda a bummer, but it be as it be. And realistically, right? This isn't the Beam Game forever if it's not patched or updated in some way, right? Because Google will take it down. They'll come in and they'll be like, yappa, your APIs are now outdated. What? You made that in 2025? Come on, it's 2027. We want code updates. We want you to come in here and fill out these forms and blah 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 and make some updates to how you're managing these features. Because yes. So I don't know, man. But like, still want to finish the project, you know? It might be a mid, kind of crummy game, but it's our mid, kind of crummy game, you know? And they're not gonna come in here and be like, no, lol, that's not there. It's there. Boom. I'm losing it. It's like, it's 3 a.m. I don't know. It's fun. Guys, not to make anyone panic, but Silksong tomorrow, it's gonna be big. I got to play the demo at Gamescom. It was hella sick. There's a lot of schmovement. I'm like hella hyped. Yeah, we're gonna play Silksong tomorrow. Now that we have basically everything that was in the original Beam Game and way more, the game is pretty much ready, right? It's like, got this nice risk versus reward systems that I think are a lot more interesting design-wise than like the first Beam Game. It's a lot more fair on players while also still being pretty damn difficult to use and control, which means we're basically done. I don't gotta do anything else. But man, I don't know, is it missing a few things? Like, boom, our good friend Beep is now back in Beam Game. You can hit him. That's not nice, but you get points if you do. Boom, we got this weird chest that you have to unlock somehow. I don't know how it works. That's crazy. Boom, we have circles in Beam Game. I repeat, we have circles in Beam Game. They're just platforms. Boom, we have this random retro filter thing that I don't know why I put in. I just did. We even have this incredibly cinematic ending cutscene for my Endless Runner game. Some of you might be asking how my Endless Runner has an ending. Maybe I'm just coded like that. You ever think about that? I don't care about the conventions of Endless Runners. Maybe Endless Runners can have ends now, huh? You ever think about that? But yeah, now I've kind of reached the point where I'm like, this actually needs to stop. We need to press the brakes on this thing. We're like hitting like these diminishing returns on the amount of effort I put in versus the amount of like meaningful content that you get out of the game. I think you should maybe you should subscribe, and maybe you should download the game. It's gonna be in the description below. It's got some neat stuff. It's got some janky stuff, but you know, it's a finished project, so we can move on to other things now. And unless I come back with a massive update where I actually fix a bunch of the jank and add a bunch more features because I feel like it. But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that. You know what? Undo. Control Z. Control Z. Okay, nerds, wrap it up.
This is such a great game. I can't stop playing. You know, I used to be heavily addicted to gambling. Now I just play this all day, and my life's so much better. Oh man.